afternoon. Yeah, that you knew. Harris is drinking, and yes, I'm thinking, and I'm plotting and scheming. Yo. Back up in the building for another edition of the Harry's Drinking Again podcast. I am your host, Harry Too Scary, aka Mr. Harris. And tonight, we got an entrepreneur, a hustler, a go-getter, a money maker, flying around drones and shit, smoking some of the finest herb from the islands of Hawaii. This man's a business owner, puts on a lot of work, and we're going to get to know him. He goes by OG of Sky Control Productions. You can go check him out on YouTube. And Brother Ray G is in the place to be. It's all going to be edited, don't worry. That's the beauty of this fucking live stream. Hold on, Ray. And we go get it cracking. Shout out to everybody out there. We finally hit the 200 sub mark. And we're setting off this year just right. We got a slew of wonderful guests to start the top of the year. And we're going to keep giving you that funky content. So without further ado, coming to the stage, the co-host of Harris's Drinking Again podcast, Brother Ray G. Yeah. Getting extra funky today.
What's good on a Friday night?
On a Friday night, we back at him. We back at him again.
With now, my brother again.
Doing it once again. Last night's show, TNR episode 50. 050 up on the channel 50. Now. And if you add in all the off the cuffs, the two brother to brothers, you know, probably about 75 lives that we got under our belt. And we're excited for that. Tonight, last minute switch. Surprise, you might be thinking it's live. It's not live, motherfuckers. We're doing a pre-record, but we got a special guest in the house. By way of Brother Ray G, one of his compadres from
Hawaii.
Let me throw his information up here on the screen. He gonna tell you where you can find him. He gonna tell you what he's into, all the platforms. But it's Sky Control Productions. It goes by OG.
Sky Control.
Man, be flying drones and shit. And I'm gonna pick his brain and learn a little bit about the drone game. I got a little drone myself, but I've been crashing that motherfucker all around. So let's, we're gonna bring him on here. Before we bring the guest in, Ray, is there any anything happened in the last 24 hours that you feel like you need to address?
Oh man. Basically, all I can say is that things are moving, things are grooving. Talk to Each Truth already set. We're gonna have a multi-channel with, Hi the Podcast, Hi the Media, connected with Blind Dog Media, and we have OG over here, from Hawaii, because the he's mad talented, man. I would like for him to be the cinematographer of our future endeavors in films and documentaries and whatnot. But without further ado, shall we put him through?
Should tonight's show. It's a Friday night, man. I'm still going in on this bottle, man. I bought it, so
Yeah.
I'm putting in. This might be borderline alcoholic. I bought this about 8 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
A half gallon in 8 days. So shout out to New Amsterdam vodka. Some
You
of the
sure
best
like that
mid-level.
stuff, New Amsterdam, huh?
New Amsterdam, man. It's the best mid-level premium vodka and gin you're gonna find in the market, man.
He said mid-level. Man, he said mid-level.
Mid-level, baby.
And I'm drinking some tea.
I really want Tito's sponsorship.
Yeah.
Tito's. But New Amsterdam works.
New Amsterdam, yes.
So
Got to put my lip balm on because
Harry,
Reno,
drink it again.
Cho lips be getting dried up. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So without further ado, we'll bring this gentleman to the stage.
Yes.
Flying around from here to there to everywhere.
Everywhere.
Coming to the stage. Oh!
Whoa! Holla! Yo!
Aloha.
The grid. Yes. Finally come to our show, brother. Finally.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, man. Always a pleasure, G.
Absolutely,
Always a pleasure.
Man. Thank you, brother.
It's a long time coming.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now, have you done a podcast before? Have you done anything?
Yes, I have. Wedge and Big. It was another drone related Facebook group. Actually, and I've done another one. I've done two. Those guys. So Wedge and Big and those guys.
Are they all Are they all from Hawaii?
No. The one's from New York, and I want to say, judging by his hat, he's from he's a New England fan and his accent, so he's somewhere over there in that area. I can't remember where he's from, but
man, the
he's
man
definitely a
knew
New
where
England
he's
fan.
The man knew where he's from, the way he tilts the man's hat, the way the man tilts his hat. Yeah.
And his accent.
Yeah. Oh
so
man.
he's over there on the East Coast. But yeah, those guys were cool.
Yeah.
Dope, man.
So how are you? How's it been since you've been there in Hawaii, man? How's business? How's the production and everything?
I'm learning with the surf side. I'm learning the ups and downs because the waves go from in the winter the waves are in the North Shore, and in the summer the waves are in the South Shore. So it gets kind of flat in the wintertime, and the North Shore has got all the action. So I'm learning that even the surf sector of droning has certain prime seasons for business. So I thought it was just, all year round, waves, this is Hawaii, but the premium waves flip-flop.
Now you're right, man, because I remember when I first came to Hawaii, I thought you can watch people go surfing like you watch a football game.
Right.
My wife and I were and my family's all excited and everything. And then it's like, no surf today, canceled.
Yeah.
Oh, when? Oh, tomorrow. Yeah, it's like catching when it comes, man. When it comes,
But thankfully, I got hooked up with through some hustle. I got hooked up with with a lot of surf shops. Shout out to Moku Surf Shop, and I'm one of the primary photographers in there. So the clients have an option to either get water photography or air photography.
Interesting.
Now, how long have Ray probably knows, but how long have you been in Hawaii? Did you grow up there, born and raised, or are you a transplant?
Yeah, I'm a transplant, but I've been here for a minute though. I'm born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. I lived in Atlanta for a while. Got tired of the snow, so I went down south. Lived in Atlanta for a little bit. It snowed there in Atlanta, so I'm like, Jesus, what's going on, man? So I I worked at the UPS store in Atlanta, and I wind up calling the UPS store in Kaneohe, and the guy answered the phone exactly how I answered the phone. You can answer it so many ways, but he answered it exactly how I answered it, and I was just like, wow. I'm like, man, he's doing the same job I'm doing in Hawaii. So boom, 12 years later, here I am.
Wow. Did you put in in for a transfer with your company to get over there?
Yeah, exactly. So I started calling around, and I was just like, "You guys hiring? You guys hiring?" And after like a couple weeks, a guy called me back and was like, "Yeah, I'm moving to California. Can you be here in April?" And I was like 6 months away. So I was like, "Yes, I'll be there." So at the UPS store, you do a lot of little jobs. You know what I'm saying? From mailing to packaging to all kinds of stuff. So if you're already trained, you're golden. You know what I'm saying? So it was the same job. So they was just taking me from Atlanta, putting me in Honolulu, and it just all worked out smooth.
So, do you have any family in Hawaii or anything like that, or you just straight
No.
shot in the dark, boom?
Not a shot in the dark, little Craigslist, but yeah, it was just me out here. I
Wow.
mean, no family, no friends. Man, I'm very social, so I have a nice Ohana out here now. But when I came out here, it was just me. It was just the determination was I tried to visit Hawaii and I kept getting denied. Like the one night before I was supposed to leave, I got into a car accident,
Mm.
and then I was supposed to fly standby. I got some real cheap tickets, but it was standby, and it kept getting all the flights kept getting booked. And I was like, forget it. You know what I'm saying? I'll just move out there, and I can't be denied. And I've been out here ever since.
Wow. Was it everything that you hoped for? I mean, obviously you've been there for 12 years. But like when you first got out there and ever since then, was it just like, man, I made the best decision ever?
Um, Vibe wise, yes. Like I love the environment. I love the weather. I love the women. I love the attraction of everything. This is a beautiful spot. What I do miss is my family. I'm missing a lot of interactions of my family growing up, like recitals and football games and homecomings and all that stuff with my nephews and nieces. But I really miss that stuff. But I don't regret this choice out here. It's peaceful, and I'm an angry person sometimes. So I don't have a reason to be as angry out here. You know.
I can, I can relate to that. Yeah.
Coming from
So,
Cleveland, Ohio, is I don't have to look over my shoulder as much. You know.
yeah. No, it's yeah. I've been to Cleveland before, and not very long, but I'm kind of familiar. It gets pretty rough over there.
I mean,
You know.
it's a good town. I mean, I'm from the burbs from out there, and it's just like your major city anywhere. You know, you got danger anywhere. It's danger out here, but it's just
Yeah, that's true.
a
Yeah,
little bit less.
little less. Yeah, I know the
Yeah.
OJ's is from Cleveland.
Oh yeah, we
Forever
Cleveland filled with a bunch
mine.
of celebrities. We got Halle Berry, Drew Carey. You know, we
Yeah,
got Steve
yeah.
Harvey. We got a lot of
Steve
people.
Harvey, the
Yeah.
OJ's, Arsenio from
Yep.
Cleveland.
I can
Bone
only,
Yup,
Thugs and Harmony.
yeah, I was gonna say I can only think of Bone Thugs, MGK. Uh,
Bone Thugs.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know how Halle was Cleveland girl.
Halle Berry.
Oh, shit.
Really?
Halle Berry. I
Wow.
always tell people, hey, don't dog my city too much. Halle Berry came from there. You take away Cleveland, you take away Halle Berry.
Wow.
Oh
Now
man. Okay. Okay.
you said 12 years ago, so we're about 2010 or so.
About 29, 09.
Oh nine. Okay.
Is my math
Wow.
off? Is that
Okay.
12 years?
Yeah, about 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
And from an outsider, right? Like looking in, how were you received over there? You know, as far as we hear a lot, oh, they're racist or they don't like outsiders and all this stuff. How was your overall, coming?
I don't know. I would say I come from a tough skin. I got a tough skin, and the racism that I'm gonna put this in quotes is the racism that I receive is just a new the who are you? It was a test. It was a personality test. Can you
Mm.
can you kick it here? Can you hang here? what if we throw a little racism at you? Can you handle that? And it was just like, man, I'm trying to get my job done. What's good? And then once you do that, I was well received. I'm here for work. You know, I did sense a little bit of that, but it was like, it was more of a test to me. I think everyone's experiences will vary, but it depends on what you're here for. You know, I came here to change my life and to really be happy. You know what I'm saying? Like my wardrobe in Atlanta was like very extensive. My hats matched my shoelaces. You know what I'm saying? I was to the nines. But out here, it's much more relaxed. I'm not worried about fashion. I'm more worried about my state of mind. And once that's portrayed in my opinion, then I got nothing to worry about out here.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. Yeah. And so, like, tell them how do we meet? How, you know, because you know that's crazy. You know what I mean? Usually, I get customers and everything, but there was something that, well, we're obviously talking now. I'm no longer in Hawaii. You know, so you know, I want to hear from your version, and then I'll take on my version how we met, man. Because you know.
Well, I needed some merch. You know what I'm saying? And I was working in the surf shops, and my prices were equivalent to the surf lesson. And here I am with street clothes on, asking these people for $100 an hour, and I just needed to look the part. You know, I had a great, in my opinion, I had a great product for a service, but I didn't give the clients confidence of giving me $100. So they had to commit to me before I went out. So and I swear they said, well, how much is it? And I'm like $100, and they literally look at me up and down, and they'd be like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, whoa. So my appearance has something to do with it, and that's how I sought you out. And I'm just like, man, I need a hat, I need a shirt, I gotta look like I've been doing this for a while. And sure enough, that really helped. That really helped.
And then after you got basically you branded and looking all. The new word, OG, is crispy. So you got all crisp sides, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
So once you got the sky control and everything, basically the demand changes. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, they say the clothes don't make the man, but it helps. it helps. You know what I'm saying? It helps. So, I mean, it puts you, at first glance, you know what I'm saying? I'm working in a surf shop, and I just didn't have on surf clothing. I didn't have on the right brands, and I'm not really a Billabong O'Neill kind of guy. So I'm like, man, why not rock your stuff? You have a Facebook logo, or Instagram logo, so why not expand that to your clothes and rock that? And hopefully people ask you what it is, and here I am now. I don't wear anything else. I wear only my clothes.
That's dope.
Hey man, you're schooling us right here because we're about to, get into our merch, because the podcast right now is popping, so
good.
It's building up and everything. I don't know if you've been kind of checking us out on YouTube or Facebook or whatnot, but
on Facebook, I've seen a couple.
Yeah, and I see your posts too, man. A lot of motivational, self-empowerment type of messages that you've been posting lately, man. Loving it, man. Loving it.
Appreciate it. I mean, I was inspired. I mean, so it's just I found out that when I don't want to call myself like overflowing, but anyway, like when you have a lot, you just want to give it to people. You know what I'm saying? So I think I got a lot. So the first thing you do when you get some cool alcohol or you get something cool, you want to share it with people. When you have an abundance of something, you just want to give it. So I'm just trying to.
That's good philosophy.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a good philosophy, man. That's really, you give a lot, you get a lot, right?
I mean, yeah. And the hindsight of that, yeah, that's the byproduct of that, yeah, for sure.
Right. Yeah, you give a lot, you get a lot, yeah.
I don't look for anything in return because if you do, you don't get you be disappointed.
I mean, you get. I guess what I'm saying is that you get in a different way.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be material. It doesn't have to be, it could be something like like a good friend or something, whatever, or Just
Yeah,
a good company, that type
a
of stuff.
connection,
A
karma. Yeah, it
connection.
comes back in many different forms, many forms of energy, many different ways for sure.
That's the one that matters, man. That's the one that, the energy. That's basically what it is.
Yeah,
We
and that's
live
what
in
I was
such a
chasing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And, I feel you, man. I feel you. Yeah. So, yeah, Meadow G came to my shop, said I want a couple of hats done, a couple of shirts done and everything. And who designed your logo? That's a dragon, right? Holding the camera.
Yeah, I would just wanted. I actually designed it, and I
Hmm.
just wanted something aggressive in the sky. And I was looking at all these birds, and I was just like, man, these birds just didn't do it. So then
Right.
I started going back and started just looking all over the place, and then I'm like a dragon, and then I forgot I even had a dragon tattoo a long time ago, so it was like, oh, so it all came together.
It's an
Yeah,
epiphany.
right.
You would have had to gone to like a pterodactyl or something more, more intimidating.
Yep.
Like a
Yeah, and I'm not really a dinosaur guy. You know what I'm saying? It was just I just didn't like it. But then I got in my, let me say, I'm gonna get a little bit conspiratorial here, but in my research, I have more reason to believe that dragons existed over dinosaurs,
I think so.
and that's
I
a, I know
think
that's
so.
I know that's a lot for some people
Now,
to consume, but
actually, you know what? You're. I did some research too. In fact, what I found out is that men back in the old ancient days were a lot smarter than we are today. Believe it or
I
not,
believe that I believe that as well.
yeah.
and dinosaurs. If you look at dinosaurs, though, dinosaurs don't really make sense because you look at the Tyrannosaurus Rex, right?
Hmm.
Big old jaws, big old hind legs. Why got short arms?
Right,
It don't make
right.
sense. And then you look at the Brontosaurus, big, long neck, whatever, dumb. Got a brain as maybe smaller than my fist.
Now, here's my perverted mind. As a child, I was like, how would they fuck? Or excuse me, how would they mate?
No, no, no.
Just
Seriously, you can say that. Yeah,
picture too many dinosaurs. I pictured them mating.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It
yeah.
doesn't work. Now elephants struggle to mate. Now you gonna tell me some dinosaurs are, come on, man.
It
Yeah.
it
And
don't make
even but
sense.
that's not my proof. My thing is that dinosaur bones can only be inspected by the Smithsonian. No outside institution is allowed to
Oh,
look at
takeaway.
dinosaur bones. So if you only
Really?
have one institution controlling all of the knowledge, then that's not real knowledge.
Right.
Wow.
And most of your like museums that you go to in the
A
city or
plaster,
anything, yeah, they're all fake bones, right? So
correct.
how
All the real ones are in the Smithsonian, but no outside institution can inspect them.
right.
That's all the proof that I need right
That's
there. I'm sorry.
sketch.
So
That's
That's
sketch.
my proof. I know that's not enough for
Hmm.
everybody else, but if you got one
No,
group
I can.
controlling
No,
all the
I never
information,
really.
well,
I never
mm-mm.
really thought about that. That's why they said even like when they start looking at man, we come from apes and stuff like that. They found out that after they were able to graft the bones and match
Yeah,
it to human bones, because they couldn't do
yeah,
that years ago, they
right,
realized, wait a minute, these are all coming from different components of an animal. Because hey, man,
right,
scientists play on people's ignorance, and so
look,
they're like,
right.
oh, we can do it. We can sell a lot of books because of this. Oh
And
yeah.
and if humans needed to evolve to turn, if apes needed to evolve to turn into humans, then why are there still apes? Shouldn't they
Right?
have shouldn't they have died if they needed to evolve?
Right?
Their own story
Yeah.
don't make sense. You know what I'm
I mean, I
saying?
don't
So,
even I don't even believe the whole scalp and everything. I think there's just yeah, because
mm,
there's no evidence of that. So no, I agree. But
I'm
dinosaurs.
yeah, I'm real big on, and the reason why I say dragons have more validity than dinosaurs is because they're in all cultures when they couldn't even talk to each other. You know, how you gonna be in Africa and Asia and South America and Canada and Alaska have a serpent creature with wings or without wings, but a serpent creature with scales flying through the air in all these different cultures, but then
Huh.
we can't find no proof of it. You know what I'm saying? I just have a more reason to believe that than one group of information control, one institution controlling all the information.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember. I did one reading one time that the Egyptian Imhotep
Mm.
was able to do cataracts.
Oh,
Cataracts. My right eye I got cataracts and I got operated on. They were doing cataracts back in ancient Egypt, bro. So
oh,
you figure how they did that.
all right.
That's crazy.
No,
Yeah, they were probably doing all kinds of stuff that
I have
So
to.
who
I can,
knows,
I have to.
yeah.
who
So I can
knows.
see like cloning, different DNAs and all of that stuff. And you look at the dinosaur, and there's something always quirky to me, like why a T Rex? What's the use of the short arms? If that's a
Right,
defect,
right.
And what
that's a
about
defect.
like NASA and say like the space whether you can get into the flat Earth or not, but sometimes you know I'm looking up at the sky and everything, and then most of our pictures that come from space, those are all CGI and fake, like the real bright colors, and they try to say that it's real space, or if you don't know that it's real space, that's what you think. But what's your opinion on that? Like NASA being the only body that here in at least America that kind of controls the sky, and do you have any conspiracies about that?
I don't. I love conspiracies because I bite into them with imperial data and facts.
Mm,
I don't. I shut all conspiracies down with facts and data, everything.
right.
So my thing is you need a solid container to create pressure.
Okay.
Gravity does not affect entropy, meaning you will always have high pressure to low pressure, from hot to cold. If you
Okay.
have a thermos full of heat, or let's say a thermos full of coffee with the lid on, it's going to stay warmer with the lid on until you take it off, and then the heat will escape because it has a barrier. We
Mm,
have pressure on Earth. Right now, we are breathing 17.4 psi. Yes, as you go to Mount Everest, you'll be down to about 0.3%, but it's still
right.
on a gradient pressure scale. You cannot have pressure without a container. Gravity
Mm,
doesn't affect entropy. So, how can astronauts leave the atmosphere and oxygen not follow it? That'd be like an ant inside of a balloon and it eats its way out. If that ant eats its way out, the air inside of the balloon would leave as well.
whoa, that was way over my head, but that is so interesting.
I'm just, yeah,
Wow.
you opened a can of
Food for
worms with
thought,
this one,
bro.
bro.
No, so
You opened the,
Oh,
so that's dope. So because I second guess. Now, I'm just a fucking kook. I'm a straight up conspiracy theorist without the
yeah,
facts and the bullshit. Right? I just don't
I
believe
gotta have the facts.
in certain shit. But there's something like the moon landing. I don't buy that bullshit. Like like there's certain things throughout time that people, oh, we did it, and I just don't buy it. So with that logic or that reasoning, so we can to answer the question, it's like space is some like bullshit.
Space is completely 100% utterly nonsense. Like the
mm,
people, it's a physical impossibility. It's a second law of thermodynamics violation. You can't, you cannot have high pressure next to no pressure without a barrier in between.
mm.
The all the oxygen would just go to Earth, would just go out, would just go.
Oh, I'm into
Just
atmosphere.
think about when you open a can of beer. All the
Hmm.
bubbles, all the carbonation goes up and out, and after a while, that beer becomes flat. Now,
flat.
we're breathing oxygen right now, 17.4 psi at a constant pressure.
Right.
The necessary thing for pressure is a container. That's like saying put 5 pounds of air in my hand. You can't do it. You got to put it in a tire, in a container, a scuba
Your
tank,
container,
something.
and then
You have to have. There is no gas pressure without a container. So if we are breathing gas pressure, we have to be in the container. So I know I'm gonna get
So
off.
you're saying Earth is it? So you're saying Earth is it?
It has to be, and
That's it.
it led me down to different religions because
Mm-hmm.
um, Earth. I believe we have to have we have to have gas pressure. We have to have a container for gas pressure. You have to.
Right.
Then in the Bible, it talks about a firmament that separates the waters from above, that separates the waters from below. And then the Quran
Mm-hmm.
talks about a wall that separates. All these different old school religions talk about a division, a barrier
Right.
between the
The
heavens.
barrier. Yeah. Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
that coincides with an actual physicality of what it actually exists. Now, people walking
Mm.
on water and performing different miracles, that could be constituted as different medicinal miracles. That's a
Mm-hmm.
different topic, but as far as physics, it got a little truth to it, and I would bet my money on imperial data on stuff that I can prove and test for myself. So this is a
So you're
big
saying
big
that
can
the
of worms.
whole Elon Musk Mars that's
All fake, all fake, all fake. You can't. If we could leave the Earth's atmosphere, so could the oxygen. Second law of thermodynamics, entropy, gravity. I can argue gravity as well, but just for the sake of this argument, I don't want to throw too many arguments in there at one time. But gravity does not affect entropy at all. 100%. Look that up. They don't expect us to critical think what they're teaching us. So if
right.
what opened this can of worms for me, that is what this whole NASA shit was. We've only dug earthquakes. I wanted to figure out why earthquakes existed, right? So then
Mm.
they started talking about tectonic plates. Is
Right.
somewhere between, Google me as I say this. They said tectonic plates are somewhere between 44 to 66 miles deep in the Earth's core.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the furthest we've ever dug is 7.34 miles, 7.5 miles.
So how is that? Yeah. So how are you gonna
How are
say
you
that if you?
telling me that tectonic
Yeah.
plates are 40 miles
For
deep and we've
deep
never been more
and
than 8
seven.
miles?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know
No,
what I'm
that
saying?
makes
So
sense.
these guys
Yeah.
are just guessing. That hole is in Russia, and that's the first. And in the ocean, we've never been more than 7 miles deep. Our planes go. I mean, the planes can go way higher. I don't know what 180,000 miles is,
I know
but
planes like on the regular is like what 3,500
that's
feet or
your
something
that's
like
your
that. Different.
commercial airliners. But
That's your
you're like your
commercial, right?
SR-71, like your Blackbirds, those go
Right.
like 100,000 miles up. And that's
100,000
like on the edge of what appears to be space. But then you have this thing
stratosphere.
called physics that we have to obey at all times. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right. Right.
it's weird. They don't people don't expect us to critically think what they're teaching us. And once I found out that we've only been 8 miles deep, tectonic plates is a guess.
It don't make yeah. So segueing that belief or philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get into the drone and the
Yeah, back.
cinematography and all the yeah? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
How did that all come into play, OG?
so with all the knowledge that we were just talking about, during COVID, I had to keep myself busy, and
Mm.
I had a drone in my hand, so I was definitely watching YouTube, and I was definitely doing some experiments for myself, trying to figure out what's going on in this world because I was coming across all this knowledge that was blowing my mind. But then once COVID was coming to an end, and I started getting in contact with my job, I asked them. I used to work as a motorcycle rental agent in Waikiki, so I used to rent out motorcycles. and
Mm-hmm.
high end cars and whatnot, like Camaros and Corvettes and Jeeps, and sometimes. So I asked them, would they be hiring me back? Like when, or asked them, when should I start work? You know, everything's open up, and they're like, yeah, we're reducing our workforce, this, that, and the other. So I had to figure out, what am I going to do? And I
Mm-hmm.
knew that if I had to apply for another job, they're going to be making me wear masks and all this other stuff, which I'm totally against.
Anti. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, so for my own health reasons, you wouldn't put a mask over your muffler in your car, would you? Because you don't have proper exhaustion. So why would you put a mask over your muffler? Anyway,
That's
so
what
I
I'm
had to
saying. Yeah.
anyway, I had to figure something out for myself. So, and YouTube hit me with the do you want to make money with your drone? Get your FAA license. So I was like, oh snap, let me try this out, because I was practicing for my YouTube channel, because I know I live in Hawaii. I wanted to have some good shots. So the algorithm picked me up and sent me some FAA stuff, and took my test, and now I'm you don't need a license to fly, but you need a license to make money with a drone.
Oh. Well, Harris, there you go. You got a drone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you use it for your YouTube channel and become monetized, then you need a license.
Okay.
Mm. Good to know. Good to know. So, and if you're not licensed, they can basically cite you for not being a licensed drone.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
both parties get in trouble, the buyer and the seller. So they're cracking. I don't know any. They got some myths out there. It was about a $10,000 fine, but I
Wow.
couldn't find anything that said it was true. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah. Is it like
I just couldn't find the evidence. But it said $10,000. It's for some wedding pictures. So,
yeah.
but I couldn't find if it was true or not. But the
Uh,
story's out
when I was
Mm.
doing I did the basic whatever, some test just to fly in the facility or whatever, and like quick questionnaire.
there.
But
Like a trust, TRUST.
yeah, yeah, the trust whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I have the
the recreational UAV safety test.
yeah, yeah, and but let's say I get monetized later. Is this like drone specific channels, or is there like a fucking bot that goes through and like, oh, this is looks like drone footage? You know what I mean? Like, can they go?
Well,
Are they on it like that or?
to my understanding is that if you have a certain amount of footage in your channel, maybe I don't know the percentage, but then they will be like, who's the drone pilot? I don't know what that number is, because I know like can you hear that dog barking? Is that pretty loud? It's bothering me. Give me 1 second.
I don't have a dog, so I don't know where's that coming from.
That's coming from me.
Oh, okay.
They some bad humans. Just letting
That's
the
okay,
dogs go
man. You live in
crazy.
Hawaii, man. I used to have chickens in my backyard, and you hear them all day long. So
Hell yeah, the chickens, man. No, I got a little BB gun for them. I got a little
yeah.
BB gun for them.
Oh, so where were we at again? Because I know it was okay. So
The drone,
trust. That's yeah.
yeah, drone footage monetization.
Oh yeah, so I don't know what the percentage is about um how much of it in your video before you need to have a license, but I know all the major when the big YouTubers when they're introducing a new drone nowadays, they have a pilot operating it rather than themselves how it used to be. So I don't know how much footage. I mean, I don't know what the percentage is, but I see on YouTube that YouTubers hiring pilots now
Yeah.
if
Oh,
they
they
don't
do.
have their own license.
So are you doing just your own surfing, or you also doing some real estate, some land, some
Yeah,
land footage and things like that?
yeah, I've been doing all kind of different sectors. My bread and butter is the surfing sector because
Mm-hmm.
I'm with the surf shops. But I've done real estate. I've done weddings, birthdays, solar panel inspections, roof inspections, cell phone tower inspections. Um, no agricultural stuff, but almost. Some jobs fell
Right.
through for that. But
Right.
I've been pretty busy. I wanted to do everything to find out where my talents were, and so
Right.
far it's in the surfing community. They just
It's-
surfing community doesn't pay that much, but that's where I seem to get the most response and the most
Right.
work. So it all kind of, and I get to get content from it for my channel, so it kind of works out.
So from here, OG. So what is
Yes.
your total overall? I would say perceptive. What where are you going to take this drone? Where do you want to take? How far do you want to take it?
Sky control is a motto, not just a business. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to take
Okay, let's
over the
talk
sky.
about that. Okay.
So I really want, like, all the sectors that I just mentioned. Me personally, I want to turn into a dispatcher, and I want to say, hey, I want to send my pilots out everywhere to they're needed. Like, I want to send a guy to a wedding. I want to send a guy to a roof inspection, a guy to a surf lesson while I chill at home.
Oh, okay.
Or,
So
yeah, I live in the best
so
place. So
basically, so basically, you have a bunch of like drone pilots that is basically doing all these things, uh,
yeah,
all
I
these
just want to scale
projects.
up. I want
Sure.
to scale up and make this an empire. I want to build. I want to create something. I want to leave my mark on something. Like, I've
Right.
been out here for 12 years, and I had a drink in my hand every day of those 12 years. Like, I just had, for coming from Cleveland, or coming from Atlanta and Cleveland. A boy
Hmm.
like me, like, I made it. You know what I'm saying? I live in Hawaii. You can't tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally worked to support my permanent vacation. In my
Right.
mind, I was a permanent tourist. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my mindset. So every day
Hmm.
I was messing with, like, tourist women and just, living the life. But now it's like 12 years later, I really got tired of it. It was just like, man, what are you doing? So it was just
Right.
like, so I haven't drank in a while, but that's because I can't deal with the hangovers, and I do FPV racing and whatnot, and that I can't have any hangover. I got to be 101% every day. So I cannot
Hmm.
have a hangover.
Hmm.
If I have a hangover with those goggles on, I'm throwing up. You know what I'm saying? So
Can you
Right. Right.
can you talk a little bit about, is there any competition over there in the island that maybe you're trying to catch up to, or that's going to prevent you from reaching these dreams, or are you kind of like a diamond in the rough out there where you got a stranglehold on your market?
um, well, with the racing, there's small time races out here that I've not participated in yet. I'm still trying to get my skills up because I don't want to make a fool out of myself. But I haven't participated in yet, but I will be very soon, like this coming summer. But
Mm.
as far as, like, the surfing, the market is open, but not everybody has their license. And then there comes down to skill level. And everyone, like photography, everyone has a camera in their pocket, but not everyone can take a cool ass picture. So it's like the game is open, but then you got to get good as well.
Yeah, so you kind of already have a good hold though, like sky control, your license, you're ready to go. You just
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
If Hollywood was to come in right now, or some major motion picture, or some a real Fortune 500 establishment needing an official drone pilot, I'm ready to go. I got all my
Hmm.
ducks in a row. I'm legit. I got a little portfolio, and I'm bold enough to do it, even if I'm not ready. So
Yeah.
I'm
And then
ready.
And that license has to be like per individual, right? The reason why I ask is because you're doing the surfing in Hawaii. We're here in Reno, very close to Tahoe. We do some skiing over here,
Yeah,
so
it's reciprocity. It's all good throughout the United States.
Okay, okay, and
I can drone anywhere.
so Harris is actually making his way to Reno here from Ogden, Utah, and we got big plans, OG.
Yeah, what's
That's why
up?
we hollering at you, man.
Yeah.
I don't know about the snow, man. I'm scared of the snow. I haven't seen
Man, you
snow
came
in
from
12
Cleveland,
years.
Ohio, man.
I know, but it's been a while.
It ain't gonna kill you, man. It ain't gonna
It's
kill
been
you.
a
And you're only
while.
gonna be here for a minute. You can go back to Hawaii. That's my dream too, man. It's like,
It,
you know,
it's been a
you know.
while.
Have you
Oh yeah.
worked on any like concerts or done any music videos for any artists out there, anything like that?
I'm trying, like I've been offering my services for free, and I'm just like, yo, let's do something. And some people, without I've never done a music video, and without a music video to show people, people are sketchy of your work. So I try to
True.
show them my surf videos, and it doesn't translate, to some
Yeah.
people. So I just need people to. You always need one person to believe in you, and then
Yeah,
or desperate person, whatever comes first,
and that's
and
because like
go
I
from
believe
there.
just from the videos that I've seen, man. If and I'm a hungry artist, or if I'm one of these cats out here, man, I'm like, fuck yeah, bro. Oh, you got a drone? That's badass. Let me see what you can do. Like, I don't
Yeah,
understand how a lot of people who say
it
they're
doesn't. Yeah, a lot. It's either the hunger factor I'm facing, or it's just a lot of people don't see the translation between the videos that I'm doing and the videos that I could create.
right,
So it's just that I don't know. I'm stuck in that limbo spot.
yeah,
Right.
and how many drones are you working with? Do you have multiple, or you just
I got about see drones are like tools. There's no this drone does something good and this drone does something better than this one. So this drone's like a screwdriver, this drone's like a hammer, this drone's like a
Mm.
saw, this drone's like a tape measure. So
okay?
drones are
Mm.
like tools, each one does something
Good
a little
point.
different and better than the other one.
Okay,
So
Mm.
I have different drones for the job.
okay,
So I'm working with maybe about 5, 6 drones. Some
wow,
drones are better at taking pictures or 3D images. Certain drones are better at low light. Certain drones are better at speed. Some drones are very small and get to tight places. Some drones can get next to people because they have prop guards on there and there's no risk to the subject.
Mm.
that's interesting.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit you with a big one, OG.
What's
Okay.
up?
I'm a man of vision, man. So right now there's a project. The reason why I moved here to Reno is because I got a position from a nonprofit, 501c3.
Okay.
Okay. And the 501c3 can invest in a for-profit business, but not the other way around. So I got a lot of projects. Me and Harris talking about doing another event called Yam Jam. And then I'm also talking about possibly doing an event. I don't know if you've heard of disc golf. You know,
Yeah, yeah, where you throw the frisbee
like a
into the
frisbee
chain.
into the chain. But I want to make
Yeah.
it because right now I look at it and my boy is really heavy into it. But it looks kind of dorky. You know what I'm saying? It looks kind of, and I want to make it like action pack. I want to put some stank on it.
See,
Yeah, for sure.
see the disc flying through the air. And
Yeah, like,
Right. We're gonna do that with the FPV.
and see that's the thing about it. Because I was talking to my boy. His name is Steven, but we all got a nickname, Scoob, right? So
Right,
we're
right,
over
right.
here. I told Scoop, man, I can see, and I deal with a lot of the disabled people and everything. They can participate in. I said I can see it with the disc golf. You don't have to be like like a golf course. It has to be all manicured and everything. In the
Yeah.
disc golf, it's a mystery, man. If the terrain is rough, hey man, you
Right.
just got to get that over there. But it would be great if you can have like a vision that sees the disc golf like
Right.
floating in the air and knowing where it is. Because my problem is when I played it, I had no, he says, bro, you're like a natural, man. And I'm going, huh? He goes, yeah, man. My eyesight's so bad, OG. I got bad
Okay.
eyesight, bro. I throw it and I'm
Okay.
going, okay, I don't know where it went. But it's always at the right spot. And I'm going,
Yeah.
so I'm thinking about that. And when I was doing that for the first time, every single time, man, crazy. I'm always thinking
Nice.
about you, bro. I'm always thinking about you, man. I know
Yeah,
there's a
well,
lot of this. I mean, there's a lot of drone producers out there, but I've seen your videos, bro, and they got flavor, man.
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thank you.
And I want to ask, I have the DJI Mavic Mini, I think,
Yep.
and
Uh-huh.
but I know nothing. I bought my drone just because I was buying a bunch of studio shit, and I want to get into. I like the film and editing things, and I just bought the drone because it was a four, maybe 500, something like that, and it was just whatever. But what type of like style of drone is that? If you could give a breakdown of people that don't know, is that more of just your leisure drone? For
What the Mavic Mini?
yeah, like I mean,
Um.
I like the
Well, the Mavic Mini can be considered like a camera drone because it has its drone built in with it, and you don't have to add any special cameras to it. So you can get some nice with the Mavic Mini. You can get some nice 2.7K footage, which is very good. Your news broadcast like CNN is brought to you in 1080p, but the Mavic Mini produces 2.7K, so that's a very good footage. It's very clear. But then you got the Mavic Mini 2, which produces 4K footage, so that's up there.
I think
So those are good drones to take some nice quality pictures for YouTube, for social media. But once you start getting into like your commercials and your movies, then you got a whole different monster you're dealing with. Those turn into toys.
yeah, and I might have the two because mine is 4K. That's why I bought it because
Yeah, that's the Mavic Mini 2. I use that one for my surfing.
okay.
Mm.
That's the footage is hella crisp, and I got that one because it was cheap. That was like the cheapest 4K camera I could get in the
Yeah,
drone form, and I was like, man, let me get that. So I think
yeah, for sure.
and I have some footage on the channel, thrown into like a documentary I did. Now, what's the I'm so retarded. I didn't even know that it didn't record audio. It just does the video. And I'm over
Mhm.
here, I was like, there's no sound. So is that something that if I'm doing a video with that, obviously I have to sync my sound up. But when you start
Correct.
into the levels of drones, like is 1200? They go up there to what? That 10,000, 20,000. I mean,
15, 20,000. It depends on what you're
Wow.
doing. Because sometimes you got drones that can, like your Matrice, I forgot the 30T. That ones can do like mapping, surveying. Like firefighters would use that to figure out, how hot it is. The it's got thermal imaging on it. You know what I'm saying? There's
Wow.
so many implications and whatnot that you can use. So it just depends on what you need done and who can afford it and what the job is. So, but with the sound, no, because when you hear all the like the whooshes in the videos, that's in the post edit. Because if there was a microphone on the drone, you would just hear the propellers. Yeah.
that's what I was
Oh.
So
okay. That's what I was thinking. So there's no drone that does audio, like because it's just
no.
I guess because of physics and shit, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we're not that advanced yet. Okay.
The sound. So most of the time that you hear is like when you see like the one throughs, the drone flying through like a where Ray go? Oh, there you go. So you see the drone flying through the like an establishment, like a bar, and you would hear like the glasses ting or the people chatting and whatnot. They went back with a sound recorder and recorded that sound and then overlaid it with the drone
Oh,
because you just hear the drones are pretty loud. They sound like a little screamer because of the propellers.
right.
So you have to do the sound later.
Okay, that's crazy because I was even over here googling like drone, with sound, and I don't know. I'm trying to just kind of look at Amazon, and I'm like, no, none of these motherfuckers come with sound.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay,
Nah, because the propellers would be too loud and it just wash it out.
Yeah. So how's your editing game though, G? How's your editing
Um,
game?
It is a process, dude. First, you gotta learn your platform that you're on, like your DaVinci Resolve, your Premiere, your Adobe, whatever you're editing on. You gotta know all the buttons because if you don't know all the buttons, you can't do all of the functions, and if you can't do all of the functions, then you can't utilize your
Yeah.
imagination. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I'm really only using maybe I don't know, maybe 15 to 20% of DaVinci Resolve. There's so much more to what I can do that it's just taking the time to learn the button.
Right. Now, is it the DaVinci's just a Mac based program, or is that Windows?
No, that's for everybody. It's actually a free MLE. It's actually a free editing software, and it's one of the best, I believe.
Okay.
It was actually used to be Black Magic back in the day, and it
Oh,
was actually the software that put the lightsabers on the glow on the lightsabers
Oh,
in Star
really?
Wars. So they
I
just
always
had
wonder
like
how those.
wooden sticks. So
Right.
Black Magic back in the '70s put that glow on it, you know, and
I've always wondered how that. Like, how
yeah,
did they do that?
they
Yeah.
did it frame by frame, my bro. When they tracked it, and so when they did this, they put
Yeah.
the line on it, and then they went a little bit more. They put the line on it, and like this, they put the line
Oh
on it,
man.
like
All
this,
that.
they put the
Oh
line on it. It was,
man. That's
so
so
when they
tedious, Joe.
so when they doing all
Bro,
of
that's
this,
so
that was
tedious,
frame by frame.
man.
Yeah, man.
Frame by frame and look like
Yeah,
that, and then the sound. Woo, woo, that's
yeah.
tight, man.
All of that. There is no whoop sound, so they did that
Yeah.
afterwards. You know.
After. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man. Doesn't that fascinate you, man?
The work
Doesn't
put
that?
into this, like I had no idea. Like when I first started with drones, and I was looking at my footage, I was like, why does my stuff not look like YouTube? You know what I mean? I was
Right.
so
Right.
mad. But you know, you keep with it. You learn the settings. You get your ND filter. You look get some top quality stuff.
So how long have you been solid in the game of droning? OG.
2 years.
2 years.
Well, 2 years in May. That's when I had
Two
to renew my license in May.
in May. Wow, it's amazing because we're going on our second year with this podcast, and we're
Okay.
realizing that consistency is the secret to success, man.
Yeah,
Just
man.
got,
You just got to learn from your errors. Watch your own stuff. Be like, oh, I would do this different, and then actually do it.
yeah.
what was the first drone that you bought, and how did that process come about? Are you a guy who reviews 7, 8 products? You were looking at reviews, tutorials. How did you make that decision?
Um, it was the cheapest one I could afford. I got the Mavic Mini. I got it refurbished off eBay for like $300. It came with the Fly More combo, and I had wind up just taking pictures. I just wanted some cool ass pictures. I just wanted some dope video. You know, this is a different angle, a different perspective. But then YouTube got a hold of me with the algorithm, and then I got my license, and then I started doing roof inspections for like my neighbors and stuff. As I saw him, he needed uh his what do you call those gutters cleaned, and I was just like, well, let me throw the drone up there, and I can tell you which ones need to be cleaned, save you some time. That was my first gig, and then
Hmm.
my first surfing gig was with my homeboy. He was like he was filming some tandem surfers that surf together on a surfboard.
Mm-hmm.
So he asked me that when he flies back to change his battery, can I be out there so there's no time missed between
Mm.
the battery changes? So we had tables set up, batteries set up, in doing so. So when we did that, so many surfers were coming up to us asking me like, "Yo, did you get any shots of me? Did you get any shots of me? I'll pay you if you did. I'll pay you if you did." And I'm like, "Whoa, this drone and surfing is a business." And then I just went hard ever since.
Don't you love
And
it though? It
yeah,
just,
man.
man. Yeah, I've been watching I've been watching your drone videos, bro. Man, I tell you what, man, they're mesmerizing, bro.
Thank you. I think
They're
a lot of
mesmerizing,
it's
man.
the music and the editing. I just try to make it flow. You know, I just
Right.
try to do it for the people that want to come to Hawaii that can't come to Hawaii. You know, if you watch it, you know, you'd be like, damn, that's a beautiful spot.
Yeah.
So I just try to highlight the beauty that what is Hawaii.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna share the screen and show some of your YouTube videos here.
Please.
I don't know. I'll put it on mute just for the sake of the whatever copyright stuff. And then when did you? Let's see. All right, can everybody see that right here? Let's see. Is that looking all right?
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's in the channel.
Here we go. Okay, right here. Boom. So this is latest one here. This is all drone.
Yeah, that's a FPV practice.
Aloha.
Let's see. Like some of your stuff.
Yeah, so that's me on the electric skateboard going to it's nighttime. It's like 9:30 at night, and I'm just trying to if the drones are pretty loud, and I don't want to practice inside my house because it's kind of loud. So I'm on my electric skateboard going down to the tennis courts to get some practice in because it's kind of well lit.
And
right
now, is this FPV? Is that some headset or is this drone footage?
Well, I'm on my GoPro right now, but FPV stands for first person view. Okay. And then that's when I put on the goggles and I see exactly what the drone sees via the goggle headset.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just explaining that these tennis courts are occupied, and I'm about to go into that one over there and fly by myself and away from all these other people.
Okay. So that's the FPV. So that's some next level shit. Yeah, that's far from the Mavic Mini. That's like.
Yeah, it's completely different. Like, I can't take my hands off. You can set the controller down on the Mavic Mini. This one, I cannot set my hands down because it does the last thing it tells me to do. I mean, the drone does the last thing I told it to do, so I always have to be inputting data to the drone.
Okay.
It's almost like I compare FPV to balancing two brooms and one in each hand.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, I had a little crash there at the end.
I ran
out of battery.
Where's some of let's go see some of your I watched one of the videos. It's like you were doing some yoga. It's like beach yoga or something. You were filming some
some yoga girls. That was a while back. I film every day, and that was about a couple months ago.
Yeah, that's
pretty far back.
That was a dope thing. One of the last things I've seen, but
it's called something you don't see every day, or.
Okay, so this is all you here too. Yeah, I just wanted to get some good shots for the people, man. Look at this, man.
Yeah, that's the one I saw. That's tight. That's tight, man. Yeah, that's the one I was watching. Yeah. Yep.
Man. And I really enjoy just capturing people's triumphant moment, because you see them out there struggling, and you know their goal, and you know what they're trying to achieve.
Right.
But then when it finally happens, and you got the moment, because there's so much stuff that can go wrong between the timing of the batteries, the waves, and just there's so much stuff that can go wrong. But when you finally get it, like this moment right here. You know, he sees the drone, and he even goes in between this little whoop.
There you go, hams it up right there.
You know, it's like we capture stuff like that. You know, you have a memory that you can share with everyone. They were from Arizona, so they're never surfing again, and to capture something like this for them is just, I love that.
Wow, amazing.
Now being a brother from Cleveland, from the Midwest, man. Do you swim yourself? Do you get your ass out there with them sharks and shit like that? Go surf?
I do swim. I do love the water. I'm not afraid of it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't surf. because I'm completely dedicated and there's no conflict of interest. So when there's waves, I go grab my drone, and all the other drone pilots are like, "Yo, can you film me? Can you film me?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got you." You know what I'm saying? So there's no conflict of interest with me. It's like when there's waves, I grab my drone.
I feel you, man. I feel you. Yeah, surfing is kind of dangerous, man. I almost drowned in high school, man.
Yeah, it is a dangerous sport because you got to think you got 5 foot of water and 2 foot. You got a 5 foot wave and 2 feet water. Where's that other 3 feet at? You know what I'm
Exactly,
saying?
right?
You know what I'm saying? That's on top of your ass, about to throw you around.
Yeah, I mean, like I snowboard, ski, all of that stuff, bodyboarding, all of that stuff. I can do that, but surfing is a different one, man. It's just a different. It's another animal, man. It's just it's and then undertow. You gotta watch for that too. So it's unpredictable, man. The water is unpredictable. But man,
My biggest thing is just you got to be in shape because you're using your arms as your legs. And if you're
yeah.
not ready for that, then you're gonna. Oh, this is a beautiful morning right here. The
Oh
sky was
wow.
on fire this morning.
This was shot this morning.
No, no, no.
This.
On this
Oh.
video, I'm sorry. On
Oh.
this
Okay.
video,
This.
yeah.
That's, Christmas Eve.
This is, yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Definitely, man. See this one right here, man.
Now, see, look, I don't understand. If I'm a fucking artist, bro, ain't no explaining shit. You're offering me a fucking video, and I
Right.
your channel, and not even what? Oh, it's surfing, dude. You have the equipment, bro. You got dope ass footage, quality, more than any basement rapper. These cats, man. I don't know why
So I haven't figured it out. I don't know if they're lazy or I don't know if it hasn't translated over. I don't know. I'm not the artist, but I've put it out there and I have not done a music video yet.
it's not the.
But you know,
So,
It's like you're already putting music behind it. Oh my god, the fact that they can't get that in their brain.
you know what? I think what it is. I think I got a little answer. That I don't know if it's correct or whatnot. Doesn't really matter. But when they see something like this, they look at it so overwhelming. You know what I mean? And maybe their creative is like, whoa, wait a minute, this is gonna cost me a lot of money and whatnot. But if you're all out there going, I'll do it for free just to help you out, I don't understand that either,
right.
But
Because I'm just trying to build my portfolio and get a little practice, see what the problems are, because it's all about repetitions. I've done no music videos, but if I do 6 of them, I'm pretty sure by my 7th one, it'll be better than my first. So
Yeah.
oh man, wow.
I mean, well, I'm looking at the footage too, and it's like, the way you could get low, and you're already on the street. I could picture some, the beat playing, and some cat right there spitting his bars, and then you cut off,
right.
and you go behind them, and you see him walk. Like, there's so much fucking
It just makes it look so legit, though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's high end.
yeah.
Exactly.
And
I
it's
don't
like
know.
pennies to the dollar.
Maybe I'm selling it wrong. Maybe it's me. I'm not sure. I
No,
put it out.
I think we need to collaborate over here and all of us make some dough off of this stuff right here, OG. I think that's what it is, man. Because
And this is how I practice. That's on my laptop right there.
wow.
Okay. So you have like a simulator?
Correct.
Okay, so a drone simulator, and it helps you. See, I didn't even know about that. So there's actually apps and software, huh?
Yeah. So the more reps you can get in, the less you crash in real life. So it helps.
Now, is this a general simulator as far as like a basic drones, or do you sync your drone up that you want to control to this app?
Yeah, certain. Yeah, you can. Actually the drone simulators are very cheap. They're anywhere between $10 to $20, and depending on how PlayStation games are $60. For me, this is a no brainer. But
Right.
you can put the specifications of your drone in real life into the simulator. Now it won't be 100% matched, but it'll give you a good feel. So if you're trying a new trick or a risky move or you want to get good at something, you put 1,000 reps in on this, it equate to, a few dozen in real life.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the toughest things I did when I first got my drone, I took it out. I got some dope, footage that I was just proud of. I'm sitting there, I'm spinning around. I put a little Tech 9 music behind it. And but I noticed there was a lady with her dog, and she was throwing the dog the ball, and he was jumping up. He was like a big old pretty black, I think a Labrador or some shit. And and I walked up to her, asked her, I said, "Hey, would you mind if I just kind of I just bought this drone, whoop-de-whoop, and would you mind if I just try to film your dog?" Yo, hard as shit. It's possible, bro. She's like, he's a very good dog. Come here. Then I'm like, okay, what do you want him to do? No, just throw the ball. And he took off, and I'm still trying to get it off the ground. And then I would get it. He's coming back, and I'll try to turn it. And I'm like, I can't capture this damn dog. And he ended up getting too close, and the blade actually cut his nose and shit. I was like,
oh no.
Yeah. Felt bad. And she's like, oh, it's his fault. And I was like, I know, but I'm so sorry. Which is probably as a business, you have these liability waivers and all this stuff, insurance that you have to carry. And
insurance. I don't. Well, with the drone you saw me flying with the guy on the street, that one has prop guards on it, so I can get very close. I can even hit him with very minimum risk to him. If I hit him with an object, it's still gonna hurt, but it won't lacerate him with the propellers. Now with the surfing, I don't have prop guards in there, so I like to stay back a little distance, at least 5 to 10 feet. But I do have insurance, and I do have some liability waivers, but those really only get signed when it's like a real high end commercial shoot. When it's for YouTube and it's just my friends, then there's really no need. But I do have insurance though.
Right.
And if I do cut them, I would pay for their stitches. But I haven't done it yet. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Right. The risk. Oh man, that's exciting, man. I'm so glad that we got this opportunity with you, OG, man.
Appreciate for having me, man.
Man, it's been a long time coming, man. You've been busy and everything, and finally, man, you're able to book. Would you like to come back again?
Yeah, man, for sure. We can go down that rabbit hole a little bit deeper. I only deal with the facts. If you want to go down that road,
that's all we want is the facts, brother. That's all we want.
So I know that probably ruffled some feathers in the beginning, but it ruffled mine too. So it's shit. So.
But my thing is, so you could do the facts. I like to I'll throw out my crazy conspiracies, and then you be the fat guy and be like, dude, you're fucking wrong, or you're this and that, and I'll be like, all right, cool.
Well, I don't have the facts on everything. It's just that natural phenomenon that really like earthquakes that really intrigued me, and I was just like, and scientists they're guessing. Now, science is a formula. You have to do certain things to come up with a certain a definite outcome, and they're not doing that. They're just guessing.
Right.
And that's not science. Science is a method.
Science.
You know what I'm saying? They're just doing observational studies and guessing.
So
it's like,
do you believe so the world is flat or cylinder, or just do you have anything on that, or just?
I have no idea of the shape of the earth. I just know that all water seeks its own level, or large bodies of water seeks its own level.
Sure.
I don't know what the shape of the earth is because no one is able to determine it. And the higher you go, the horizon always comes to mid-screen, which means there is more earth. So I don't know what the shape of the earth is, but I am anti-globe because water does not fit to a sphere in any model on any. Let's just say the earth spins at 1,000 miles per hour, and you want to pour water on a sphere. Let's say we can get it up to about 100 miles per hour, whatever the ratio is, whatever math you want to do. it will never stick. So if you can't do it on a small scale, it will never happen on a large scale. So I'm just anti-globe. I don't subscribe to any shape. I just know what they're presenting to us is not real. They're composite images. So I'm just anti what the establishment tells us. I don't know what it is.
But what do you have any thoughts on the ice wall in Antarctica and that, you know, and the possibility that you know, there is further Earth beyond the ice wall, and that's why that the governments are keeping it a secret. And
yeah, I do believe that we can't independently travel to Antarctica. Like Antarctica, we can you can take a cruise down there and you can go sit on the shoreline, but you cannot free roam Antarctica, and that alarms me. So I don't know. I don't know anything else about the ice wall, Admiral Byrd, and all that stuff. I really don't. I can't really subscribe to that too because I found out that he was a Mason as well. So that to me, that feels like you can't trust all information. Yeah. So when you're part of an elite club, when there's only been I think 14 people that has been landed on the moon, and those 14 people all belong to the same fraternity, which is the Freemasons, then you have to figure out where that information is coming from and what their agenda might be. So, to answer your question, is that I know we can't independently travel Antarctica. Yes, you can go down there with a cruise ship, but let's just say us three, we got our own boat. We can't travel below the 60th parallel without permission from the Antarctica Treaty. You can look that up. That's 1959. 1958. And then established in 1959, NASA came about. Yeah. So they found something down there and then said, we need to develop NASA. So the information's out there. I don't like to put my thoughts out there. I just like to put the breadcrumbs so people can come up with their own thoughts, because when I say it, I sound crazy. So I just like to put the information that can be found out there, because everyone has to come to their own conclusion eventually.
Wow. Man, that sounds so naive compared to the both of you guys, man. Wow. We definitely got to have you back here again, OG.
I appreciate you for having me, and I like talking about all kinds of stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's just that I don't get a chance to talk about it because everyone's either A, not receptive to it, or B, think I'm so wrong that
not at all.
I can't be right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what this platform is here, man. We're just here to talk, man. We're just here to talk, and whoever receives it, receives it. If you don't want to receive it, throw it away.
Yeah. You know, eat the meat, spit out the bones.
Exactly what it is. Yeah. So we're an hour over, and it's Friday's special one, you know, and you over here. So my question to you, OG.
Yes, sir.
Did you have a great time today?
Yes, I really enjoyed being able to reach a new audience, an audience that maybe I didn't have access to, and just getting a little bit, also dropping the breadcrumbs. I love dropping breadcrumbs, and then people finding something, and then they find their own information and come back to me, and then I'm floored by what they found. And I'm like, whoa, I never even thought about that. And then it's just a big information frenzy. So I just like, you know, dropping gems when I can, and hopefully they do something with it and it comes back to me. So
appreciate that. And you know what?
I really appreciated this opportunity.
Hey, you know what? Anything to help you out, become successful, because you're helping us out and becoming successful, and together, you know, we can have this cohesiveness of successes, you know, that possibly, most likely, will inspire other people out there, you know. And with that being said, my host Harris over here has another question for you, brother.
Oh, show.
Yeah, man. Just before you go, if you could give us a drop, you know, hey, this is OG from Sky Control Productions, whatever you're rocking with Harris, the Drinkin Again podcast, whatever spin you want to put on it, and I'm going to throw it in the clip.
Okay. Aloha, it's your man Sky Control Productions out here drinking again with Harris is drinking again. Sorry about that. Let me start over. Let me get it
Okay,
again.
okay, 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 okay.
There we go. Aloha, Sky Control Productions checking in with Harris is drinking again podcast. Please check us out. You're in for a good time. Aloha.
There you go. That's a drop. Woo! That's a drop. All right.
Appreciate it. Appreciate
Man,
it.
appreciate you, OG, man. Man, it's a long time coming, man. We got to have you back
Yep.
here, man. We got to have to promote Sky Control,
Yeah.
all the way, all
If
the
we get,
way.
next time
Thank
we
you.
get back, get you on a Thursday night. We'll do a live. Thursday night's our main show, TNR Thursday Night Rants, and
Okay.
usually have pretty good traction on those nights. And rock out with us, man. And you can go back in the Calendly app and book any Thursday that's available up to 3 months in advance. So
Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
yeah.
Like the nighttime is much better for me because when the sun is up, I'm usually doing some drone related stuff, and then at night I'm doing some edits. Excuse me, but I got my edit done tonight already, so this all worked out.
So
all right.
basically, that's 9, 10 o'clock with us with our time. Okay, sounds good, man.
And
All
before you
right.
go, just go ahead and plug anything at all, man. Drop every link and
Yeah.
people can find you, and then whatever message you want to leave the world.
Appreciate it. You can find me almost on everything. I'm on LinkedIn at Sky Control, TikTok Sky hyphen or Sky underscore Control. I'm on Instagram at Sky Control Productions. I'm on YouTube at Sky Control Productions. Um, if I could leave anybody with anything, is like if you want something, go get it. No one's gonna give you a handout. No one's coming to save you. No one gives a shit about you. If you want something, you have to put on your shoes, put on your pants, roll up your sleeves, and go get it.
Go get
Like
it. Go
like
get
you
it.
needed it yesterday.
Yes, I
That's it.
agree. That's it. Yep. All right, OG, man. Peace and love to you, brother, man. Appreciate you very much. Till next
Thank
time,
you for
bro.
having me.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Salamat, bro. Salamat.
We'll catch you on the.
Aloha.
Aloha.
All right.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. I love that whole conspiracy stuff, man. He put a whole new twist. OG
OG
of
and
Sky Control Productions.
he knows his stuff too, man. And it's refreshing. Unlike myself, I just jump head first, and there's a reason why I don't believe all the stuff, but he got the
You're not alone.
actual some good facts to back it up. I definitely want to get him back on a Thursday and rock out. But I'll be editing this down maybe a little bit, nothing crazy.
Right.
A little
Yeah.
bit in the front, a little bit in the back, and put it out as a live. And it was a good show, man. It was pretty good.
Yeah, man. So, wow. That's an impactful of information, man. Now it's like brain overload, man. But I love it. I enjoy every second of it, man.
Yeah,
So,
good energy, and another guest, man, and had a good time. So doing something right, man.
I know, man. Yep.
This next week we got Gianni Russo, legendary.
Johnny Russo.
It's gonna be a
Mhm.
big hitter, and then so I'll be seeing you Thursday,
Yes, sir.
8 p.m., 7 p.m., and we'll go from there, man.
We go from there. Yeah. So, I guess that wraps it up, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I'll catch you on the flip side. You know what I mean? All right, man. I'm out, brother, man. Okay. Hey, thanks for watching, everyone. Subscribe and share the like and make a comment. Say anything on this one right here. Harris is drinking again tonight's show. We had OG of Sky Control, a good friend of mine from Hawaii. And again, thanks to you, Harris, for giving OG an opportunity and making this show, and just amazing information that we learned today. Conspiracy theory, drones, the whole thing, man. So peace out, everyone. All right, I'm out.
All right, brother Ray out the building. we're going to tap off. Thank you again. We got 203 subs in the building and growing. And hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. I'm loving it. I'm gonna go get me some food, smoke a J, and hit the hay. Yay. All right. Peace and love. We'll see y'all next week. And this has been Harry's Drinking Again podcast. We out. Yo, you have been listening to the Harris's Drinking Again pubcast. For more, go to YouTube, type in @HideaPubcast. Look us up on Spotify, any and all streaming platforms. Harris is Drinking Again pubcast. Thank you.